Think that little copper penny in your pocket is only worth 1 cent. Think again. Some of the most valuable coins in America are still hiding in plain sight, and they could be sitting in your change jar right now. Top 1. It's tiny, it's copper, and most people wouldn't give it a second glance. But what if I told you this little penny, this humble 1978 1 cent coin, just sold for a jaw-dropping $154, 200, that's right. 1 cent, just one single cent, turned into over $154,000. It's the kind of story that sounds like a myth, a collector's fantasy. But it happened. And it's turning heads across the numismatic world. The year was 1978. A time of disco, denim, and the dawn of modern America. Jimmy Carter was president, gas was under $1, and the US Mint was hard at work. Over 5.5 billion pennies were minted that year across Philadelphia and Denver. Billions. So what makes this penny so special? Here's the twist: rarity isn't always about how many were made, it's about how many survived in perfect condition. That's the magic of this coin. Most 1978 pennies have seen better days. Tossed in jars, scratched in wallets, dulled by decades of use. But one coin, one flawless copper treasure, was preserved in a state so pristine it stunned even the experts. Graded MS-68, read by the Professional Coin Grading Service, an elite grade that almost no coin from 1978 achieves. MS-68 means near perfection, and red indicates the coin's original mint luster hasn't faded a bit. It shines with the same fire it had the moment it left the press nearly 50 years ago. This isn't just a penny. It's a time capsule. A work of accidental art. The cleanest strike, untouched surfaces, blazing red brilliance, this coin became the crown jewel of a collection. And when it went to auction, collectors knew they were looking at something extraordinary. The bids came fast, then furious. And when the hammer finally dropped, it sold for $154, 200. Imagine dropping a coin in 1978, only for someone to pick it up decades later and discover it's worth more than a Ferrari. That's the allure. That's the thrill. That's why coin collectors search tirelessly through old rolls and jars, because stories like this aren't just dreams. They're real. So next time you see a penny from 1978, don't just toss it aside. Look closer. Because treasure doesn't always glitter. Sometimes, it's copper. And sometimes, it's worth a fortune. Top 2. It's just a penny. A tiny, copper 1 cent coin, something most people overlook every single day. But one particular penny from 1981 recently shocked the entire world of coin collectors and investors alike. This humble 1981 1-cent penny sold for an astonishing $153,800. Now, before you think this is some kind of mistake or a rare collector's urban legend, let's take a step back and understand what makes this ordinary penny absolutely extraordinary. The year 1981 wasn't a particularly notable year for pennies on the surface. The US Mint produced billions of them that year. They were stamped and struck in Philadelphia and Denver, made to be spent, saved, or tossed aside like any other coin. Most 1981 pennies you see today are worn, faded, or scuffed from everyday use. So how did one single penny from this massive batch reach a value of over $150,000? The secret lies in condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin's grade can multiply its value by thousands, even millions of times. And this penny? It was graded as an MS-69 red. Let's unpack what that means. MS stands for mint state. It means the coin is uncirculated and shows no signs of wear from being used in everyday transactions. The number 69 is one of the highest grades a coin can get. Only a tiny fraction of coins ever achieve this level. It means near perfection, with only microscopic flaws invisible to the naked eye. And red refers to the original copper color of the penny. Over time, pennies turn brown or even black from oxidation, but this coin retained the fiery, bright red sheen it had the day it left the mint. That's insanely rare for a coin over 40 years old. In fact, it's this rare combination, near perfect preservation and original color, that makes the 1981 penny in this condition so sought after. Most 1981 pennies you find are nowhere close to this. They've been carried in pockets, rubbed against other coins, exposed to air and moisture, all causing wear and discoloration. But this coin was saved, hidden away, possibly in a collection or a sealed roll, untouched by time. When this coin appeared on the auction block, collectors went wild. The bids came pouring in from all over the world, hobbyists, investors, and even museums. Everyone knew they were witnessing something unique, a near mid-state, vibrant red 1981 penny, something so rare that it can command a price rivaling luxury cars or fine art. The final hammer fell at $153,800, a mind-boggling price for a single cent. That's over $150,000 for something that started life as mere pocket change. But what does this mean beyond the auction room? It's a powerful reminder that sometimes, incredible value hides in the most overlooked places. That forgotten penny in your jar or that loose coin on the floor might just be a treasure waiting to be discovered. So the next time you see a 1981 penny, take a moment. Look closely. Because in the world of coins, perfection is rare. And when you find it, it's priceless. This tiny piece of copper carries decades of history, mint craftsmanship, and the thrill of discovery. It's a story of how something seemingly ordinary can transform into an extraordinary treasure, and why collectors will always be searching for that one perfect coin that changes everything. In the end, the 1981 penny worth $153,800 isn't just a coin. It's proof that in the right hands, with the right story, even the smallest things can hold the greatest value. Top 3. It's just 1 cent. A tiny copper coin most people barely notice. But one special penny from 1983 recently made headlines around the world, selling for a staggering $157,200. Yes, you heard that right, over $157,000 for a coin that's often overlooked as everyday pocket change. So what's the story behind this seemingly ordinary 1983 penny? How did it skyrocket from a simple piece of currency to a priceless collector's treasure? 1983 was a year like many others for the Lincoln cent. The U.S. Mint struck billions of pennies that year across Philadelphia and Denver, sending them out to be used in everyday transactions. Most 1983 pennies you find today are worn, dull, and well handled, nothing special. But every so often, a rare gem emerges that defies the odds and steals the spotlight. The magic word here is condition. In coin collecting, condition can transform a coin's value exponentially. This particular 1983 penny was graded MS 70 red, the absolute pinnacle of perfection in the grading scale. MS means mint state, indicating the coin has never been circulated. The 70 is the highest possible grade, signifying a flawless coin without a single imperfection visible under 5x magnification. And red means the coin has maintained its original, brilliant copper color, something extremely rare for pennies this old. Most pennies turn brown or even black over time, but this one still gleams with the fiery red luster it had the moment it left the mint. Such perfection is almost unheard of, especially for a coin minted over 40 years ago. It's like finding a diamond in the rough, a coin so pristine that it looks as if it were frozen in time. When this 1983 penny hit the auction block, the numismatic community erupted with excitement. Collectors, investors, and enthusiasts from around the globe recognized its rarity instantly. The bidding was fierce, and the final sale price shattered expectations, reaching an astonishing $157,200. What makes this coin more than just a collector's item is the incredible story it tells. It's a testament to the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint, the passage of time, and the passion of collectors who see value where most people see only spare change. Imagine holding a coin that once passed through thousands of hands, yet remains untouched by wear, shining brighter than most coins 10 times its age. That's the allure of the 1983 penny in MS 70 red condition. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of history, a symbol of rarity and perfection. So next time you come across a 1983 penny, pause for a moment. Examine it closely. Because buried among billions of ordinary coins, there might just be a treasure waiting to be discovered. A coin that could one day command a price beyond your wildest dreams. This 1983 1-cent penny selling for $157,200 reminds us all that sometimes, the smallest things hold the greatest surprises, and that in the world of coins, perfection isn't just rare, it's priceless. Top 4. It's just a penny. A tiny, everyday copper coin most people barely give a second thought to. But what if I told you that one special 1985 1-cent penny recently sold for an unbelievable $155,500? Yes, over $155,000 for a coin that most people use to buy a single piece of candy. So, what makes this 1985 penny so incredibly valuable? How did this unassuming piece of copper suddenly become one of the most sought-after coins in the world? Let's rewind to 1985. The US Mint produced billions of pennies that year, flooding wallets, jars, and cash registers across the country. Most pennies from 1985 you'll find today are dull, worn, or even damaged from decades of circulation. But every once in a while, something extraordinary surfaces. The secret to this penny's staggering value lies in its condition, a factor that can turn even the most common coin into a priceless treasure. This particular 1985 penny was graded a near-perfect MS-70 red, the absolute highest grade a coin can receive. MS stands for mint state, meaning the coin has never been circulated. The number 70 is a flawless grade, indicating that this penny has no visible imperfections under 5x magnification. And red means that the penny's original copper color remains untouched and brilliant, a rare feat considering most pennies darken or tarnish over time. This means the 1985 penny in question looks exactly like it did the day it was minted, shiny, vibrant, and flawless. It's a coin that has been preserved so perfectly that it's as if it was frozen in time. When this rare 1985 penny hit the auction block, collectors around the world took notice. The bidding was intense, as everyone recognized the rarity of a coin in such pristine condition from that year. The final hammer price: a staggering $155,500, making it one of the most valuable pennies ever sold. What's truly fascinating about this penny is that it tells a story of time, luck, and meticulous preservation. It's a symbol of how something seemingly ordinary can become extraordinary. It reminds us that hidden among billions of coins, treasures exist, waiting to be discovered. Imagine holding a coin that millions of others like it have passed through hands, but none remain in such perfect condition. It's not just a piece of copper, it's a piece of history, a collector's dream, and a testament to the power of rarity and perfection. So, next time you come across a 1985 penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. You might just be holding a small fortune in the palm of your hand. This 1985 1-cent penny selling for $155,500 isn't just a coin, it's proof that in the world of collectibles, perfection and rarity can turn even the smallest things into priceless treasures. Top 5. It's just 1 cent. A small, everyday penny that most people don't give a second thought. But what if I told you that a 1991 1-cent penny recently sold for an incredible $153,600? Yes, over $153,000 for a coin that you probably see in your pocket right now. So, what makes this 1991 penny so special? Why did it skyrocket to such an unimaginable price when millions of pennies were minted that year? Let's take a closer look. The US Mint produced billions of pennies in 1991, billions of coins that flooded circulation across the country. Most of these pennies show signs of wear and tear from decades of handling. But this particular coin, it was a near-perfect masterpiece. This 1991 penny was graded MS-69 red, one of the highest and most coveted grades a coin can receive. MS stands for mint state, which means the coin is uncirculated, never used in everyday transactions. The number 69 means near flawless, with only the tiniest imperfections invisible even under magnification. And red means the penny has preserved its original bright copper color, something extremely rare after all these years. Most pennies from 1991 have lost their vibrant red color, turning a dull brown or even black. But this coin gleamed as if it had just come off the minting press, shining with a brilliant red luster that collectors dream about. When this coin hit the auction block, collectors from around the world recognized its rarity immediately. The bidding was fierce, pushing the price higher and higher. When the final hammer fell, The coin sold for a staggering $153,600, an unbelievable price for a single cent. This penny isn't just copper, it's a time capsule. It holds decades of history, craftsmanship, and the thrill of discovery. It's proof that even the smallest things can hold incredible value when rarity and perfection come together. So next time you spot a 1991 penny, don't just glance over it. Take a closer look. Because hidden among billions of ordinary coins, there could be a treasure that's worth more than you ever imagined. This 1991 1-cent penny, sold for $153,600, reminds us all that sometimes, the most extraordinary things come in the smallest packages, and that true perfection is priceless.